Hey everyone, it's Ali Welsher here, and welcome to the first of my Ask Ali videos to help you through the next few weeks at home. Now, yesterday I put a few feelers out there, emails and social media, asking golfers out there to send me their questions of things that might help with their golf game, and I must admit I was really blown away with the response. Actually, so many topics got brought up, so I got lots to get my teeth stuck into. So I'm going to post these videos hopefully every day on my YouTube channel. I will also email out some links and put it on my social media channels. But if you've got a YouTube account, subscribe to my channel, and you'll easily be able to find the videos over the next few weeks as I post them. And first of all, the first topic that probably was the most popular one was actually some drills that you guys can do at home over the next few weeks. I had a couple of people specifically ask me about putting drills. So shout out to Lee Fletcher, who works at Wilson Golf. Hopefully his putting's improved since the last time I played with him. And David Steadman, who's a member at Tiverton Golf Club. Both of them asked for drills to help with their putting. So that's what we're going to get stuck into today. So I've got my putter here with me. But interestingly, this is not the object we're going to use to help with our putting today. It's going to be really easy when you're at home over the next few weeks to putt on the carpet up and down, which, don't get me wrong, it's better than nothing. It's going to help break up the boredom, but I'm not sure if you just putt mindlessly up the carpet how much it's going to do for your putting technique. It's going to be quite easy to get bored. I certainly know, if I putted on the carpet to nothing, I would get bored in no time at all. So what I think is really important when you're practicing, and this goes for golf generally, not just at home, is to vary the degree of difficulty of your practice and set yourself some tasks that are harder than the actual skill when we play the game, so it will actually heighten your performance to new levels. So this is one of my absolute favourite drills to help with your putting, and it actually involves your sand wedge. So this is my sand wedge here, and what I'm actually going to do is practice hitting putts with my sand wedge. Now the reason I'm going to do that is obviously we don't have a flat putting, a flat face like we have on a putter. We've got quite a sharp leading edge there, and I don't know if you guys can see on the camera, but there's quite a rounded leading edge on the front of a sand wedge. So it's not flat all the way across, it's rounded, and obviously it's quite sharp there. So what we're looking to try and do is to make sure that we putt with the sand wedge and make a pure strike on the middle of the ball, kind of like the equator of the ball there. If I'm just a little bit too high with the strike, it will come off the sole of the wedge. If I'm a bit too low, it will come off the face. Obviously the ball will pop up and not roll properly. And similarly, if I was to strike it slightly out the toe or slightly out the heel, the rounded leading edge of the club will actually send the ball off at a bit of a sideways angle. So it's kind of just like hyper precise strike is required for this. Interestingly, I know this is something that Rory McIlroy has been working on in his putting. His coach, Brad Faxon, who was one of my favourite players when I was growing up, got Rory to do this, really just to try and introduce some freedom into his putting stroke. Rather than trying to be technically perfect, if you actually concentrate on a precise skill, the technique takes care of itself. So what I've set up here at the end of my landing is I've just popped a sleeve of golf balls at the end there as a target. Whenever you're practicing skills like this, it's really important that you have a target. Don't just putt to nothing. And try and make sure that there's something you're competing for, some kind of score, something like that. Again, if you're just putting mindlessly, you won't really achieve anything. You'll lose interest in no time at all. So you could see how many times in a row you could hit your target. You could maybe compete against someone else if there's another golfer in your household, see who can do the most in a row. One thing we like to try and do with our juniors sometimes is maybe set people up at opposite ends. So here it could be the opposite end of the landing, and you've each got a target and the other one's trying to knock the other person's target over. Anything competition wise is just going to keep you interested. So what I'm going to do is hold my sand wedge with my normal putting grip. So however you normally hold your putter, hold your wedge like that. Going to address the ball. Now, I like to hover the sand wedge so the leading edge is on the equator of the ball there, and then I'm just going to really concentrate on trying to return the wedge down to get a pure strike on the middle of that golf ball there. That was a pretty good strike, a little bit short on pace. Again, that was a pretty good strike there. And the great thing with this drill is if you get it wrong, you'll quickly know about it. So that one there was a bit low. It came out the sole of the wedge. It didn't really roll properly, and I certainly felt it. Now that's quite difficult, don't get me wrong, so you can vary the difficulty of the drill. The obvious one is moving the target closer and further away from you. I try and keep the target quite small, smaller than a golf hole, but maybe bring it closer to you. Another great thing you can do if you find this really difficult to start off with is use a different club. Something like your 8 or your 9 iron will have a flatter leading edge than the sand wedge, so it's pretty much as good as using the sandwich. It's just a little bit easier. So if the sandwich is a bit too difficult, you can maybe use an 8 or a 9 iron or something like that. But a few weeks at home, putting with the leading edge of your sand wedge, when you get your actual putter back out, you know, your lovely putter that's designed to do the job with its big flat face, it's going to seem really easy and you'll be able to hit that middle of the club face time after time. So give that a go. Let me know how you get on with it. As for the Ask Ali series, as I said, I've got some great topics to work with already, but please do keep the questions coming in. I'm going to try and do a whole wide variety of subjects, so even if you don't see anything that interests you to begin with, keep watching, because I'm sure there'll be something that, coming up soon that's going to help everybody. And I will hopefully do another one of these tomorrow and catch up with you guys then.